Hello. Wow, it has been a long time. Really quickly to preface what this is a Nomad's Land breakdown video. So specifically, just looking at the timeline of Premiere Pro and how I edited all this, just looking closer at the project and all that. I've been wanting to get this breakdown video out for a while, but I've had technical difficulties. I'll create a computer, talk about it later. Anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the whole Nomad's process and the trip and everything afterwards. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. Enjoy.
You may think the cold and harsh climate of Mongolia would cause a person to become cold and harsh themselves. The nomads of Mongolia say otherwise. They say that the harsh temperatures, the rough terrain, and the difficulties that nature throw at you make you humble, gentle, and kind, because you've experienced the true harshness of the world. Welcome to Nomad's Land. Protected by the natural fortifications of the Altai mountain range and surrounding rocky terrain, this ancient land remains open and free, unrestricted by borders and government politics, and unpolluted by modern-day technology. Its extreme temperatures and wild landscapes make it near inhabitable and perilous to war with those who are brave enough. Taking 10 days, we ventured out with our tents, a Land Cruiser and a guide to get a glimpse of the land of the nomads. Despite their different ethnic backgrounds and being dispersed over such a large area, the nomads share close bonds as they unite against their common hardships. And when they do come together, they play. And they play hard.
Right, yeah, Nomad's Land. That was a whole thing. That took a second or two. Nomad's Land took better part of a year to edit. The trip happened in September 2020, and I got the video out. Hold on, let me find out. So the trip happened in September. I got the video out in October, 31st of October. So it took just over a year to actually edit and get out. So it's about a year or so in time, but probably about close to 3 months in actual editing time. I had a lot going on kind of over that year, just moving between countries and starting life, and yeah, a whole thing. And so I didn't actually, I had a lack of time, but then just lack of kind of motivation, I guess. I was like, oh, it's too big of a project. But it took a second COVID lockdown, a 4-month lockdown in Sydney to actually kind of get me back into it, and to finish it. And yeah, so that took way longer than it should have. So in November 2020, I just joined the Sam Calder Masterclass, which was really great because it kind of just shows his, his classic transitions, but his editing style, his workflow, and just kind of how he approaches video, just content creation in general. So that's been really great to dive into, and that, yeah, kind of allowed me to go 100% and know what 100% know what 100% looked like. So I went 100%, and that's kind of what I was thinking about the entire time with Nomad's Land, was like, I want to go 100%. I want to give this everything that I've got. I want this to get to perfection. And the funny thing is about content creation and video creation is that it's a constant learning process. So now my 100% is here where it was only there, kind of thing. And even as I took a year to edit across it, I learned so much more through there, and there were other things that I could have gone back and perfected. So even now I just look back at it and go, there's so many things that just are wrong and I could do better and could be high quality and stuff, but it's part of the learning process, I guess. I had a number of little regrets. There's a number of things that I go back and watch and be like, nah, that's annoying. One of those, the biggest thing is in the script. It's so annoying. So what do I say? I go and say, cold vast terrain, whatever, that makes this land nearly inhabitable.
Its extreme temperatures and wild landscapes make it near inhabitable.
It should be uninhabitable, but I don't know, I guess I bashed the script out and then just read over it and spoke over it so many times and heard it. I didn't think of it anymore, and I heard inhabitable and kind of like, should be uninhabitable. So annoying. Anyway. Part of the reason that Nomad's Land took so long to edit was that my computer was not powerful enough for what I wanted to do. So I was using a MacBook Pro 2015 inch. I think it was like a 16 gigabyte RAM, and it did all right, but I was playing around with 4K shots and lots of layers and After Effects and stuff, and I kind of just killed her a couple times. And then Premiere's notorious crashing is lovely. I've just switched over to DaVinci Resolve, which is a whole nother thing. But yeah, during lockdown in Sydney for that 4 months, I actually just took home a supercomputer from work and just set it up in my office, and worked from home on that supercomputer because my computer was not powerful enough, but then also did Nomad's Land on the side, and that thing was a lot more powerful, a lot quicker, and allowed me to kind of push through and actually export the video, because that was one of the things I was thinking. I'm like, how am I going to export this video? Like, after all these effects, I feel like my computer isn't going to handle it. Since then, work has upgraded my MacBook, which has been amazing. And then I could actually do a screen recording and play through the rendered thing. So I couldn't actually get this breakdown video out to you guys for a long while, way longer than I want it to be. What, it's been 5 months now or something stupid. I've had a number of people say that I need to go back and shoot like a full documentary, which would be really interesting. But I took like heaps of footage. There's like enough footage there to create a whole other Nomad's Land video. Like there's ridiculous amounts, and a lot of unusable stuff too, sadly enough. But there you go. But I was mainly shooting video, but I also shot a lot of photos on the side. There is a Nomad's Land book out there. I wonder if I could go grab it. 1 second. This is a Nomad's Land photo book because I took a lot of photos there. I didn't take stupid amounts, but I took like a lot, and there's a lot of photos in here that I'm very, very happy with. Like that's like probably, it's a cover photo of this. It's like my favorite photo kind of ever. Wow, I should go through this book more often. But like, just a bunch of photos. This is more kind of for my family and that who came on this trip with me. So it's all in chronological order. So it's more about the memory, and you kind of go back and be like, oh, this is no. So there's no like text and location and stuff, but this exists, and I think there's a couple versions of this out. If that is something that you guys would be interested in getting, I guess I could technically open up to public. So if you want one of them, shoot me a message, we can work something out. If there are any specific effects or transitions, or I don't know, a color grading process, or some kind of more specific question that you'd like answered with regards to Nomad's Land, drop it below, shoot me a message, whatever, and I'd be more than happy to go through it with you, or make a separate video on what that looks like. Part of me wants to go back and just break down the transitions that I did, simply for the fact of kind of explaining it again and understanding myself how I did it, because there are lots of things in there, if you ask me right now, I would not be able to tell you very well, so I'd have to like go back through it and relearn it, which could be valuable to do. Again, drop a comment, shoot a message, whatever. I think that's it. Yeah, that's Nomad's Land. That's the breakdown. That's it. I got some cool stuff coming up. I'm going to America in a second. I'm going to be traveling again. Keen to get into more of this travel documentary style filmmaking, cinematic travel film thing, like whatever, I don't know. If I could make Nomad's Land and get paid to do that, that would be a dream, but we'll see what happens. But I am being paid to travel, which is sick. So expect to see some content there. I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but there'll be something. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you stayed to the end, you're a legend. I'll see you around. Have a good one. Bye.